so I'm just going to go for it. Everybody has asked me how we do sugar-free. This is what I have in my kitchen, and these are the products I use. Right, I'll turn you around. Starting with my dresser. On here are all my flowers and things. Spelt. I use spelt flour instead of white flour. It's got a lot more goodness in it for you. And white flour and white pasta and white rice all converts into sugar really quickly in your bloodstream. I use cocoa a lot because I like the taste of chocolate, but it's got no sugar in. Brown rice, like I said about the white rice. I've got wholemeal self-raising flour. I'm not too keen on the flavour of wholemeal, so I usually use spelt, but it's handy to have self-raising if I need it for a recipe. And I've got loads of cake making stuff still, because I do still sometimes make cakes for other people. It's not for me, I promise. Right, I've not checked what's in my fridge and freezer before I've done this, so we'll see what's in there. I always have spare bread in the freezer. I use wholemeal Warburtons because that doesn't have sugar in. It's one of the only ones. And I use Aldi's brown rolls. They don't have sugar in either. And I don't have many at the moment, but I try to make meals ahead. Whenever I make meals now, I make big batches and freeze them in bags quite flat because it defrosts really quickly. And down here I have got a nice lolly maker, so I can just use, I usually get a carton of orange juice or apple juice in, and it just makes really quick ice lollies for the kids if they want them. I've also got an ice cream making bowl that I can just put on my Kenwood Chef, and I'll just put some double cream, some evaporated milk and a bit of honey or some sort of a sweetening thing like stevia, sometimes use that. What else do I use? So maple syrup or something like that, just to sweeten it up a bit, and a bit of vanilla as well. So that's quite a bare freezer. So in my fridge I've got just chicken breasts. I quite like these salmon infusions. Basically anything you get and make yourself has not got sugar in. It's all things you buy that has it in already. I've got olives, I've got lots of different sandwich meats and cheeses. There, that's homemade cough syrup. And in here is just all my different cheeses. And this is the kids' snack tray, so I've got some like salami stuff. Frankfurter sausages, I like to snack on them, and I forgot to get any cheese string, but I normally have cheese strings as well. And I've got avocado. You get plain Greek yogurt, and I'll put some honey or just some fruit in there, and the kids like that. I've got some cottage cheese. Cider definitely isn't sugar-free. Watermelons, strawberries. I've just got veg in here. I've got kale actually. Kale, if you spray it with a bit of olive oil spray, or just drizzle a bit of olive oil on, and put a bit of balsamic or just salt on it and cook it in the oven, it makes really nice crisps. Also, that cocktail mix is not sugar-free either. Fizzy water. That's for making ice lollies if I want to. The things we have that aren't sugar-free are sauces mainly. So mustard, mayonnaise and tomato ketchup, they're all not sugar-free, but we occasionally use them, not very often, just because there's not an alternative. This is the jam I get, St. Dalf 4. That hasn't got any refined sugar in. It's made with, I can't see it, unsweetened fruit juice concentrates instead of sugar. So they do quite a lot of different flavours. We've got raspberry and strawberry, but it tastes really nice. Oh, and I made some apple puree because that's quite nice. I made a crumble to go on top of that one time, and it was just like apple crumble. And that's my maple syrup, genuine Vermont maple syrup that I got from relatives. I've got a crisp drawer down here. and just potatoes down there. Snack on. Just Kevin's eaten them all. There's some biscuits I made, and in here I make crackers as well. I usually make quite big batches. Crackers are really easy to make. They only take a few seconds. In here that's whole wheat spaghetti. It's quite nice. I often get spelt spaghetti because it's very similar in taste to the regular spaghetti. You can get wholemeal noodles from Sainsbury's as well, and then there's just some nuts and things in there. In here, I use honey for things a lot, not too much because it's still sugary, even though it's a natural sugar. I get this peanut butter, which is really nice, but it's got no added sugar in. And that's my next jar of jam ready to be opened. I occasionally get a high cocoa content chocolate for baking with. It's got very little sugar in, but it is quite bitter. What else do I have? Just got passata, a curry mix. Evaporated milk is naturally sweet, so that's quite handy to have in. Kevin likes to eat pears. What else have I got? Oh, I got some, because brown rice takes quite a long time to cook, I bought some whole grain basmati. That's quite handy to have in because it's quick. What's this? So that's wholemeal flour. This is the stevia. It's a plant extract, so it's not sugar. It's really, really sweet, and I think it tastes a little bit like a sweetener. But sometimes it comes in handy, depends what you're making. I've got a couple of boxes of these because everybody loves them. It hasn't got any sugar in, although it's got white wraps, so that's not ideal. I do make my own wraps sometimes, which are quite easy to make. It's just like using Play-Doh. And then I get wholemeal rye bread as well, rye crackers, sorry. And these are quite sweet. They're from Aldi by the tills, but they're sweetened with, they're sweetened with natural sweeteners rather than artificial. And then I just have my fruit bowl. The kids like to have apples and grapes and things, and eggs and bananas. Cereals, I'll show you what I have for breakfast. So you can get this honey puffed oats, which haven't got any refined sugars in. So that cereal and this one here, this is just puffed organic whole grain rice, and that's all it is. And that's from the gluten-free aisle in the supermarket. Shredded wheat hasn't got any sugar in, and I usually have instant porridge oats, but you've got to watch which one you get because some of them are have got sugar in and some of them haven't. But the ones in packets that just take 2 minutes in the microwave are really handy because you're not spending ages on them in the morning. The kids often have toast with jam or peanut butter on for breakfast as well, but they're the things we have for breakfast that are sugar-free. Okay, so to give you an idea of what meals we generally eat in the week, this week I'll probably have the crispy chicken wraps like I showed you earlier out of the packet. They're quite quick to eat. All you need to do, all you need to do is cut the chicken strips and follow the instructions. What else? We'll have the salmon that was in the fridge. I'll probably have that with some new potatoes and some salad. Oh, hang on, sorry, the dishwasher's making a noise. There we go, sorry about that. What else? I tend to make a pasta dish, so carbonara or macaroni and cheese, something like that. Usually have something that I've made out of the freezer. That's usually something I made in slow cooker, like a beef stew or a ragu. I can turn into lasagna or just with pasta or something like that. What else would we have? Probably a jacket potato one night with some sweet corn and cheese. They usually take about half an hour to make, if that. I usually start making tea about half an hour before it's ready. I was going to make pizza one night, but I was thinking of making the dough from scratch for that, which is quick to make the dough. You've got to make it in advance so that it can rise. And then I'll just mix some passata with some tomato puree, a bit of ground dry garlic, salt and pepper, and then I'll just sprinkle some bought grated mozzarella on top. And then the kids sometimes like some salami or olives or something like that on it. What else will I make? I'll probably make a big double batch of brownies and freeze it in batches. That's why I had old bananas on the side. I don't really notice them because the blacker the banana, the sweeter they are. So, and also it's less banana-y tasting. So I'll make brownies with banana and dates. I'll probably make either a batch of scones or biscuits. Biscuits are really easy to make. They've just got a couple of tablespoons of honey in. We sometimes eat out. We're trying to keep it low sugar if we can. Kentucky seems to have less sugar than McDonald's has a lot, so we won't go there. And pizza isn't too bad, especially if we go somewhere good quality like near Italian. What else? Can't think right now. I'll have to come back to you with the rest of the meals that I might make. I'll try and take pictures during the week and then everybody can see what I eat. Okay, bye-bye.